What is up, my friends? Just when we thought things couldn't get any more crazy, our friends at TBR Football have just lobbed in a grenade to show us that football can get even crazier. We're going to take you through their developing story tonight about the Saudi Pro League and the PIF courting investment from FSG as part of a sweetener for signing Alexander Isak. We're going to take you through what they've said, their sources for it. Of course, we give them full credit, TBR Football, if you want the full story. We don't rob people's work on here, but we do have to discuss it. I'm going to take you through that, Tyler Morton, Darwin Nunez, and a couple of other interesting bits and pieces over the next 8 to 10 minutes that I hope shed some light on this crazy development. And of course, we want to know your thoughts. So let us know in the comments section, drop a like on the video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, we tell people to watch the late night roundups because there's always news late that we don't get to cover in the stream. So I hope you've clicked on this video and are as excited as I am by what I'm about to read out to you. So before we get into that, let's start off with the Paul Joyce information around Tyler Morton. Olympique Lyonnais are close to a deal worth about £15 million with Liverpool to sign Tyler Morton. So that will, of course, free up more money for the Reds in this summer's transfer window. This deal for Isak is just all kinds of crazy. And this post here, Graham Bailey and Adam Williams said the PIF have asked FSG to invest into the Saudi Pro League as a sweetener during the Isak negotiations. Adam Williams, one of the authors of this piece, said, exclusive, PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, suggests FSG invest in a Saudi Pro League club during talks between Liverpool and the Newcastle United owners over Alexander Isak. Very unlikely, in my opinion, but an intriguing detail. So I'm going to take you through what this piece, or the gist of this piece. So if you want to read it in its entirety, get yourself over to TBR Football. And again, full credit to Graham Bailey and the team for this piece. It said, exclusive, FSG encouraged to invest in Saudi Pro League amid Alexander Isak talks. TBR Football has been told by two well-connected sources that the PIF are courting an investment in the Saudi Pro League from FSG as part of the discussions over Isak. The Public Investment Fund has a history in this department. Mohamed Salah was offered the chance to take a minority stake in the Saudi side when he was in talks over a potential move to the Gulf earlier this year, as reported by this site. Cristiano Ronaldo also owns a 15 to 20% stake in Al Nassr. That said, a direct investment from FSG, which was described as being encouraged by the PIF, would be a level above those arrangements, which would essentially be sweeteners in contract negotiations. John W. Henry's sports empire is one of the most valuable and well-run in the world, and acquiring a stake in the Saudi Pro League side or investing at a structural level would be inconsistent with their investment modus operandi. A strategic partnership could be viable, but the optics would need to be managed carefully. It is not known how Fenway Sports Group has responded to this element of the PIF's overtures in the Isak talks, but industry sources consulted by TBR Football predict that a link-up between the two parties is unlikely. Any such venture would come with geopolitical baggage, and in any case, FSG typically opt for established teams with well-built in-brand IP. However, the PIF and such an arrangement would be more in keeping with their strategy. The PIF have broader responsibilities than just football, said Kieran Maguire, football finance lecturer at University of Liverpool, in conversation with TBR Football. As part of the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030, he wants to broaden the country's revenue base away from natural resources towards tourism and sport. Now look, that's very clear. You can see the foray into boxing. You can see them as a destination for holidays and sports and cultural activities. You can see Saudi making that play to move into sport, entertainment, and away from fossil resources like oil. He wants Riyadh to be a global sports hub. He wants to attract talent and investment, including overseas investment. Courting investment from groups like FSG is A sign of faith in the Saudi Pro League, and B, it starts to generate a return on investment from the PIF's perspective. Lots to pick through there, but what a development that is. And look, I don't know if there's any truth to this or not, but if they're negotiating or talking at this level about Isak, you can see that there is still conversations and a very, very strong likelihood, despite the optics that we said today, of Isak coming to Liverpool. If they're dealing at this high level and they're willing to enter into these negotiations and they're courting investment in the Saudi Pro League from Liverpool's owners, surely this will signal that the Isak situation is, well, it's going to end up with him coming to Liverpool. So we don't know when this all happens. We don't know if anything comes of this story from TBR Football, but it's certainly an eye-opener to say the least. Today we've seen journalists go back and forth, and there isn't 1% of me that believes Liverpool are done with Isak. This situation will be revisited, and for what it's worth, I think he will absolutely become a Liverpool player. They have to bring in a replacement. Nothing has changed there. We know Ollie Watkins is of interest. We know Johan Wiese is of interest. Muniz from Fulham is of interest. Benjamin Sesko is still of interest. But they also don't want the world to know that they have a load of money sitting there. So of course it's in Newcastle's interest to say no to Liverpool's offer today. But I don't think that offer was sent thinking it was going to be accepted. I think the offer was sent as a little reminder to Newcastle that we're still here, but also as a reminder to Isak that he's not alone in this battle, that Liverpool are serious about bringing him in and that the money is there waiting, and this is a little encouragement to him to keep going with his side of it. That's what I see here. I don't see this ending up at anything other than Isak at Liverpool at some point. Newcastle have offered him a new deal with a buyout clause for next year. So again, they know deep down they're going to lose him. And some of the vitriol aimed at journalists and fan accounts from some of the fans online has been quite simply shocking. And to finish up, just want a little bit on Darwin Nunez here, because reports tonight say Darwin Nunez has been given the green light to have conversations with Al Hilal about a potential move to the Saudi Pro League. And again, ask yourself this: why would Liverpool be willing to sell another forward? Because they feel very confident that they will get bodies in to replace. Will that be Isak? I very much believe so. Otherwise, I don't think Liverpool will be sanctioning all of these sales and these conversations from Darwin Nunez with the Saudi Pro League side. I did tell everybody for weeks and weeks and weeks that Darwin was going to leave, that Saudi would be coming in with that offer, and now those conversations have started to ratchet up. So the end game here will be Liverpool, again, leaving the number 9 vacant if Darwin leaves. Why might that be? Because, of course, it's going to be Isak's number if he comes in, right? You might say 14, but it's number 9 at Liverpool. Come on. You got to give him the number 9 shirt. So that is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to pick through there. Tyler Morton's situation becoming clearer as well. We still don't know what's going on with Harvey Elliott. Are Liverpool going to move for Mark Gay or a different centre-back? Well, reports today suggested that they're encouraged that Canade wants to stay and that they hope to reach an agreement with him. But I still know that you guys, like myself, are frustrated at the lack of movement for a centre-back. So fingers crossed we get that sorted soon. And tomorrow, well, I'm sure tomorrow will be another eventful day with lots of twists and turns, and we'll be here to keep you right up to date. If you want everything before we get on the stream, remember to sign up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp channel. Scan that QR code there on the screen and it will bring you right in. That is pretty much it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you tomorrow. If I don't, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. And remember, we are back at 4 p.m. on Monday for that back-to-back watch-along of Liverpool's games against Athletic Club Bilbao. The last one before the Community Shield. We'll talk to you then. Much love. Bye-bye.